On this episode of People vs. Paranormal. You hear that up there? You heard that? Do you hear that?
Yeah.
My name is Ben Ring, and ever since I was young, I've been surrounded by spirits of the dead. Whether spirits in my childhood home or local legends, they have always been a part of my life. I've made it my job to put myth to rest and to prove that ghosts do exist. I've assembled a team of the most skilled professionals in the field. Join us as we search the most haunted locations in the world in search of proof. It's time for People vs. Paranormal.
So here we go. We are going to the old Manchester Armory.
There it is.
Here we go.
Wow, that place is
Wow,
look
ooh,
at that. That place is cool.
It's actually a pretty good size. They said park in the back. That's cool.
Oh wow, look at that little ramp and everything.
This is fancy.
This is my business here at Gasper's Automotive Restoration.
Oh, nice.
I restore antique fire trucks.
Oh, nice.
So customers bring me, fire departments bring me their trucks, and I go through them.
Great.
Repairs or full restorations. So why don't I show you in here first?
Sure.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So this is the truck shop. This used to be where they repaired Army trucks. So this was, I believe they called it an OSM facility. It's a military term. I don't know what it means, but this is where they worked on Army trucks. They had different rooms for different, storage of materials or batteries, mechanical room, etc., tools, and then of course they had an office and bathrooms and things over here. So this was built in 1948, and it's basically brick and concrete construction. It even has a concrete roof. Wow. So it's very heavy duty. And there's a mezzanine if you want to go up later. There's a staircase that goes up there. They had part storage here.
Okay.
This was built in 1983, all this stuff here. This was just an open building before that, so that's basically all I know about this. The main building is 37,000 square feet, and this building is 5,000 square feet.
Now the big boy right there, look at that. Is everyone excited? I know I am. Do my little dance. Thrilled. You sound thrilled.
So this is the main hallway on the first floor. So this would have been where the troops would have loaded up their gear, and in these different rooms here on this, especially this side, and gotten their orders to go to war. They'd be ready to go, and then they would go literally go out of here, get in a bus, and go to the airport and wherever they went and gone. Okay. So that's what this was. Guns were stored down there in the end. That big door way down there. Mm-hmm. There was you'll see the doors to the right. It's got some plates and stuff on it. There were guns in there. 3 different platoons were here. So there was the different cages and stuff were in there with the guns. And this was the kitchen over here. This behind this wall. You'll see. Well, you can go right through there. It says kitchen. Okay. And then there's like an L-shaped room that goes down, actually like a C kind of. And then there's another room. This was the gun range. There was a gun range in here, in this first room right here. And that's through those double doors, that small door right there. This building here, is called the drill shed. Yeah. And it was built in 1923. So it's a lot older than that. The building, the Ford building here, which is attached, it was built in 1927. That's called the head house. Okay. That's where all the officers and stuff were.
What year did it stop being an armory?
2011.
2011. So
very recent. The building's in good shape.
Yeah, it's great.
So cool. Ooh, room 113. So there's these are basically just cinder block rooms. And they had walls that they put across for various classrooms and things. Feel free to do whatever you want in here. And the hole in the wall down there is for me before I bought the place last year. I kicked a hole in the wall to see what was on the other side. We don't know what that room is. Okay. We don't know what that was for. It's weird, and everybody likes it. So you may want to
keep it to it.
Yeah, it's an oddball. It's one of the oddball things around here. This was a ticket booth for events. So you have the gymnasium there, and I think this was a ticket booth. It looks like one. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what the public would. Armories were built not just as a military facility, but they were for public gatherings. I never realized that, but they're supposed to be for basketball games and is dances and all that cool stuff. So I think this was a ticket window to sell tickets. I've collected a lot of the National Guard. Anything I found in here, I've collected and put it on the floor. So all the stuff. There was things in here, there's writing on the sheetrock we found in the basement. We took the sheetrock down and one of the guys noticed, so signatures and dates and stuff. So, you know, we're not exactly sure who all these people are here on these boards or where they are or what happened to them, but that's all the stuff there. So this was the bar. Ooh. There's lots of things that happen here that people don't talk about. What happens at the Armory stays at the Armory. So this is the, everybody had a lot of fun here, I'm sure. And there was a pool table right there. There's 4 spots on the floor. So I don't know if this was a bar, the canteen. In the Army, it would be called a canteen, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if this was a canteen from day one or what, but it was certainly a canteen for a long time. This is the gymnasium. These rooms are not original. These were added probably in the 70s or early 80s, these 2 rooms here, maybe even later. So these are just nondescript empty boxes, basically. They're not old. But this is the oldest part of this rectangle. You can see where it, the doors go into the front portion. Past that wall is the head house, and anything that wall this way is the drill shed. And you can see the building wraps around on the sides. You can see how it wraps around on each side. So it's like Pac-Man. Yep. And so they used to have basketball games here, dances, concerts even. I heard there was 1 or 2 concerts that were here back in the 70s. So pretty cool setup here. That's a 1920 American LaFrance. I want you to find out if there's anything with that, because that is from Mount Vernon, New York. And that is my personal fire truck. This was on Chasing Classic Cars.
No kidding.
Back in March. Up in upstate New York, there was an estate sale last year of this guy named Hawkeye Hawkinson. His nickname was Hawkeye, and he was a local legend. He was like a hermit. Mm-hmm. He lived with very minimal electricity. I think he had 1 light bulb in his house, and he had no running water. And he was a guy that collected stuff when it wasn't cool, before it was worth something. Okay. He collected 1920s and cars and fire trucks.
Wow.
And he had one of the world's greatest smaller collections of original or close to original vehicles that you can get. And this fire truck was for sale. It was in disrepair. The engine was all apart on it, and it was covered in red squirrel debris. 50 years of red squirrels. So I bought it and I put it back to life. It starts right up. It runs like a clock.
Wow.
Yep, around the block. And then Hawkeye had it for 50 years. So yeah, maybe he's hanging around it too. Who knows? He died last year, so yeah, just about a year ago. So Hawkeye, yeah. If you see a guy with a beard, looks like he's from the north with a raccoon skin coat on and stuff, that's Hawkeye. Yeah. You know who that is if you see him standing there. So this is where I'm just assuming that the more senior officers were. It's a fancier office. This is like a 3-room office. I'm assuming the colonel or major would have been in here, or whoever the highest ranking dude was there. So this is a 3-bay office. This is the only entrance in and out. Okay. So you got this here. I haven't really done anything with this floor because of I need to get fire egress set up for this to have 2 places to get out. So this is, there's nobody up here doing anything. This is kind of weird. There's a map on the wall, and it's got to be 30 years old because it says the Soviet Union. On the map, so I'm assuming they probably met in here and talked about where they were going to go in the globe, so they could look at the map and be like, okay, we're going to Sudan and Africa or wherever, and that's all. I really don't know any more about this room. It was created, since the Armory was built, because that wall right there is I think they just added that wall because of the bathroom, but this must have been some sort of planning room. I'm guessing, had to have been. So this is where the caretaker would have lived full time. Being National Guard, no one lived here except for the caretaker, so everybody went home at night. So this is the apartment, and this is really a weird, it's all the stuff that you don't want in your house from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Oh yeah.
That 4-decade period. Yeah. They got the hand-me-downs up here, I think. So everything from the 60s through the 90s that you don't want in your kitchen is in here. If there's a ghost up here, I'd probably be pretty pissed off. He's stuck in this hole. Like, damn it, why can't we make a nice place for me to stay? The cool old ceramic finial. I don't know why that's there. It's the only one in the whole place. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, out of place.
I don't know if it's original or if it's a fake. It's a new one they put in here. I'm assuming it's an original, but it's in perfect condition, so I'm going to take that out and put it someplace else.
It could be a recurring story that someone hung themselves in the building, but I don't know. I couldn't get any documentation. We just tried to research it, something like that.
Yeah, I think someone did. I think it was in the truck shop.
Okay.
No, I think it was 1985.
Okay.
He was in the. I think he was in the National Guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any Joes that would like a drink?
Tim tries using the SB7 spirit box in the bar to communicate with spirits. The spirit box constantly scans radio frequencies to generate white noise. This white noise is believed to be used by spirits to communicate.
What do you like to drink? I'm gonna go around the bar, tell me what you want. A double?
Yeah.
You want a double? I'm gonna go around the bar, tell me what you want. A double?
Yeah.
You want a double? A double?
Yeah.
A double?
Yeah.
A double of what? Can you tell me your name? How many of you are here?
I say 23.
I thought it said 23. 23? What's your rank? Come on, soldier. I said, what's your rank?
It's a lieutenant.
I thought it said lieutenant. Hello, lieutenant. Nice to meet you. Thank you for your service. What happened to you? What happened to you? What happened to you? Or was it live fire that killed you? Do you know my name? It's one. Make a deal with you. If you do one, I'll leave you alone. Maybe not at the bar. Maybe over here.
It sounds as if the spirits don't want Tim in this area and ask him to leave. As he heads to the door, a spirit tells him he is almost there.
What do you have to
It
say?
seems that these spirits want to be left alone.
Maybe you're still sitting at the table that once was here or playing pool. This was where the pool table was, right? Why don't you rack them? We'll play a game. I'll break. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
I'll break. You'll break? That's great. You break, I'll rack them for you. I'll break. Do you hear that? I'll break. Do you hear that? You want to play 9-ball? No.
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 What do you want to play? How big was the pool table that was here?
Is there anybody in here who wants to communicate with us? Can you do so by making a noise, maybe knocking on the wall, shuffling your feet?
We heard that someone killed themselves in here. Is that true? Are you here with us? Heard that, right? Is that you making a noise down there? Coming closer. Some of this I'm thinking is just a building settling. Maybe
It
like.
sounded like it was on stuff, so it was like the bell. Can you do this if I do this? Repeat after me.
You hear that up there?
Oh my God.
You heard that?
Oh my God.
Scott, you hear that?
Did you hear that? That was clear as a bell. Repeat after me.
You hear that up there?
God.
You heard that?
Oh my God.
No.
Did you hear that? That was clear as a bell. Repeat after me.
You hear that up there?
God.
You heard that?
Oh my God.
No.
Did you hear that? That was clear as a bell.
Alright, one more time. Can you copy what I do? Oh my God. Alright, one more time. Can you copy what I do? Oh my God. Alright, one more time. Can you copy what I do? Oh my God. How about this? We heard you. Can you move something maybe? Push something over?
Just nothing expensive, because we don't pay for it.
Yeah.
You don't have to be afraid of us. We're not here to hurt you. We're just here to communicate with you.
That's right up there.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to whisper.
Something's walking around up there. Are you upstairs?
That was on the roof,
Another. The roof is concrete.
I think. Is it?
Yeah.
I was like,
No, he said it's all concrete.
oh. That was on the roof, I think.
Yeah. No, the roof is concrete.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was like,
No, he said it's all concrete.
oh. That was on the roof, I think.
Yeah. No, the roof is concrete.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was like,
No, he said it's all concrete.
oh.
So yeah, what did that noise be then?
I don't know. 'Cause it looks like sheet metal in it. I don't know.
Well, no, when we did our walkthrough, he said it's all concrete building, even the roof.
Oh, okay.
Are you going to communicate? So what was here? So what was here? So what was here?
Alright, if there's anyone here, my name is Ben. That's Lauren. That's Scott. We're here to just talk. We don't mean any harm. So over here we have this little light you can play with to let us know you're here. Just kind of like that. The closer you get, the more lights I get, the louder the noise. Do you think you could do that for me? Is there anyone here? Can you just touch that a little bit? As I ask a spirit to touch the REM pod, we capture a disembodied voice saying, "Help me." Is this a spirit asking for my help to activate this piece of equipment? Looks like having a squire in it. No, I'm gonna do work on speaker for the spirit box. Fire this back up. On the right end. So all I got here is another device you can use. Put some lights on so you can see it better. I'll put it up here. And you just
Stand from over here and talk. No, we can hear you. Is that easier for you?
We try to communicate with the spirits for quite some time, but get no results.
It's not as clear as it usually is.
That back room, that weird thing on the ceiling?
Sure.
That back room, that weird thing on the ceiling?
Sure.
As we decide to move on, a small orb darts towards the device before disappearing into my arm.
I don't need a new tape in a minute. You got tapes in there?
Our camera picks up a voice calling out the name Beth. Is a spirit telling us its name, or has it mistaken Lauren for someone else? As my tape is about to run out, I stop recording and attempt to change it. As I open the tape compartment door, the tape won't release. As I try to manually remove it, a strange light anomaly is seen moving towards me, then following the contour of my back. We ruled this out as not being a light refraction of the camera, as the light appears before the camera moves. And just as it begins to disappear, a second anomaly manifests below it. Tim enters the room that contains items found in the armory, including obituaries of fallen soldiers. He hopes that a connection will be made with the spirit. Names will be bleeped to respect the families of those involved.
Specialist, are you still here? Are you present? No reason to be afraid. We just want to contact you.
After spending some time in this room with no responses, Tim heads to another location.
Is there anybody in this bedroom with us right now? We had 3 devices on the floor that you can communicate with us, and all you have to do is just walk up to them and wave your hand in front of them like this, quickly tap on it, and look at all these pretty lights. Isn't that exciting? You can also tap your foot on this too, or you can just simply speak into this black and gray box right in front of me. I'm going to give you some space, so hopefully you'd be willing to do so. If there's somebody in here with us, can you play with the round red box with the light on it? Touch that metal thing on top of it?
Here's a thought. There's all army dudes here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if we give them orders?
I don't sound certain at all. So.
Me neither. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. I don't even know like Frank's or anything. Wait, is this like a bad section of town? Like nobody screaming at me? Okay, maggot. Touch that. It's an order. I hate yelling at spirits too. Some make me mad when I do bad things. How about the guy that hung himself out back? Is he here?
Relax a bit too, but if you're a corporal,
Yeah.
can you play with the antenna on that red circle on the floor? If you're a sergeant, that's what you call it. Play with that red light on the floor.
Maybe Colonel Mustard.
Yeah. Or if you're not in the army, can you light the light up on the floor?
Oh, so you're not in the army. That's what it was.
Okay.
It's
Excellent.
closer to the now. Yeah, the closer you get, the more it'll light up. There you go. Get the middle one. Get them all.
So awesome.
Can you get all of them to light up? Just grab that antenna really hard. That was awesome. Alright, so we discovered you're not in the army. Were you the caretaker? If so, can you do that again?
My heart's still pounding.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Where are you? I have my back turned to you. If you're over in that corner, feel free to come up to me. Tell me your name. Say it loud so we know.
Now is oxy mode.
What's your name?
Tim tries to communicate with spirits through the spirit box for over half an hour, but unfortunately gets no results.
Where are you? Oh man, I got weird feeling. Are you here with us? Come on. We don't mean you any harm. We're trying not to. I don't know what was, but...
I don't see anything.
Huh?
I don't see anything.
Are you in here? Did you just touch my back?
Wait, this is a creepy bump right there. There's one down, I think.
When we enter the officer's section, our camera picks up this disembodied voice.
Has a weird energy in it. Has a weird energy in it. Has a weird energy in it. Nothing.
Nothing.
Lazy bastard.
Car's a dud. Set it on this vehicle. Got it?
Yep.
Set it right on it. Come on, Hawkeye. Here's your opportunity. Here's a seat that you sat on all these years. This is something that you did. You own this vehicle. Make those lights light up. Let us know that you have a little bit of energy still here. Don't need to be afraid. It's not gonna hurt you. It's just gonna make those lights light up. It's gonna change colors. Doesn't hurt. You just recently passed away. Are you around? Are you somewhere? I'm just trying to communicate with you. Just trying to get some information. Jeez, Hawkeye, I don't even think you have the power to be able to do it. Prove me wrong. For some reason, I think you're a dud. You would think all this, all these collectibles you have, you would have some sort of energy that you attach to. Thank you. So you do have energy. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Sorry if I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I just was saying I didn't think you had the energy to do it, but, well, I guess you showed me. Thank you for that.
Hawkeye loved his antique cars, but we think he might have been thrown off by such a new piece of technology. We only get the smallest of interactions before it stops. Did Hawkeye try to use this device and decide it's not for him?
Time's up.
I guess that's it. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So now we're in the bar. Step on up to the bar.
There's a card here. The Italian Kitchen Pizzeria and Restaurant in Manchester.
Hello, sir. What can I get you? Scotch on the rocks? Double the scotch, hold the rocks? You got it. And you, ma'am? Margarita. This is the army. We only drink American here. Schlitz it is. Anyone else need a drink? So come on up and touch this. First one to touch it gets a free drink.
After spending most of the night in the armory, it suddenly goes quiet. All activity stops as if nothing was ever there to begin with.
Oh, that was right in the eyeball. Oh, jeez, that was a bad idea.
You don't need your redness.
No.
These lights, so I feel like I'm like at a high school dance.
This armory has seen hundreds of men and women of the armed forces come and go. Many of them have been shipped overseas to defend our homeland, and some of those never returned. Have any of those lost spirits returned here looking for their next assignment? And does Hawkeye check in from time to time on one of his favorite antique fire trucks? We may never know. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, and hit that like.